"And you're a liar," he countered, his eyes glinting with a wicked, teasing light. "For a woman who claims to loathe the British Empire, you certainly gave a very enthusiastic welcome to its representative tonight. I believe you mentioned something about breaking me. I'm still waiting." She turned the lock with a sharp, metallic clack. She reached down and snatched the raw, grey woolen blanket from the bed, draping it over her arm with a regal air that defied her dishevelled state. "I'm taking this," she said, her chin lifting. "It's freezing in the corridor, and I've no intention of catching pneumonia. I'll return it eventually." Sterling let out a short, dry bark of a laugh, his head falling back against the stone. "By all means, keep it," he quipped, his sarcasm as sharp as a bayonet. A souvenir of the night the banshee finally stopped screaming and started. "Well, let's call it negotiating. Do try not to get His Majesty's property caught in any more train doors on your way out, darling." It's a devil to get the blood out of wool. Josephine didn't give him the satisfaction of a retort. She pulled the door open, the heavy iron groaning on its hinges. "We have missed Milo, you do realize?" The flicker in his eye confirmed to her that their escape window had closed. "I don't know what you are talking about," he told her. Josephine strode across the cold flagstones, and bent near his ear. 4.225. The frequency they had toiled most of the previous day to uncover. He reached for her arm, noticing with not a little satisfaction that her nipples were still hard. She saw him look, and shook off his grasp. "And, good morning to you, you contemptible woman," he replied, his voice dropping the mockery just long enough for the weight of the water settle back between them. With a final, scathing look that lingered just a second too long on his bare chest, she stepped out into the corridor and pulled the heavy oak door shut. The lock clicked home, a definitive end to the madness. Sterling leaned his head back against the damp stone, listening to the fading rhythm of her footsteps. He reached down and picked up a stray, silver button she'd lost in the fray, rolling it between his thumb and forefinger. His skin still burned where she had raked him. His body felt empty yet primed, all at once. On standby, as if waiting for her to turn and throw herself at him again. Josephine overwhelmed him. The way she had fought him for every inch of pleasure, the way she had looked him in the eye while she took everything he had to give and asked for more. She wasn't just a liability, she was a catastrophe, a magnificent, glorious prize in all of this. They were meant to have escaped together, yet they had borne away their frustrations on each other instead, missing the help that they had summoned. He looked at the empty brandy bottle and the rumpled mattress, the mocking ghost of her soap scent and raw adrenaline, still hanging in the stagnant air between them. Suddenly, the door opened and Josephine pushed her head back through. "Review of service?" Josephine retorted, her inner walls aching from the size of him as she held onto the iron handle of the door so hard that it bit into her palm. She looked at Sterling, sprawled, scarred, and bare in the morning light. Oh, how she would like to lock the door behind her now and work his cock to hardness with her mouth. "Tell me what you felt," he goaded, clarifying needlessly what he meant. Josephine pulled her eyes away from his masculine beauty. She let her gaze drop, lingering with clinical boredom. "I was wondering when you were going to put it in." The lie burned. Her insides were a throbbing wreck, muscles still spasming around the ghost of his size, her body raw and heavy with him. Sterling's smirk sharpened. He saw her white-knuckled grip on the door, her hips trembling. "Liar," he murmured. The door slammed. The lock clicked. Heat severed from stone. Inside, David leaned back, tracing the red furrows her nails had left in his ribs. The air still tasted of her, brandy and spite. In the hall, Josephine pressed herself to the stone wall to stop her legs from giving way, his ejaculate beginning to congeal on her inner thighs. She sucked in the freezing air, forcing her trembling knees to move to the staircase, and began to hurry up them, willing herself on if she were going to salvage any rescue.